going on, guys? Today I wanted to talk rifle theory as my first video, the decision-making process I went through with buying my rifle, and I wanted to break it down into three components. The upper, the lower, and the sighting system I bought, and the decision-making behind that process. I think the first decision you make when you buy a rifle is you have to decide what upper you want to buy. For me, I wanted to walk the line between buying a very expensive proprietary upper that had proprietary parts and that was expensive to replace versus buying something that was extremely cheap and not well made but very easy to swap out and upgrade. And what I landed on was a company called BCM. They're known for having extremely durable parts in their rifles but non-proprietary, which means that I can take a part from someone else's rifle and put it in my own and vice versa, and it wouldn't affect the performance of the rifle. And I think that was one of the first major decisions that I made when buying my first rifle. The second decision I had to make was what lower to buy. And I have loved ones who are left-handed shooters, so I wanted to make sure that the weapon was versatile enough that they could pick it up and use it in a time of need if need be. And I wanted to make sure that they felt confident with it as well. And so I decided on an ambidextrous lower, which are typically a little bit more expensive than your average AR-15 lower. I went with a company called American Defense Manufacturing. And the reason why I went with this lower was because it came fully assembled. I didn't feel like I had the confidence to assemble a lower by myself without a YouTube video and hours of trial and error. And so I ended up paying a good amount for the lower for it to come fully assembled from the factory, which means it had factory specifications and factory torque settings and all of these things that I value as something that's important when you're considering the fire control group and the overall portion of the rifle that makes the bullet fire. My third and final decision that I had to make was deciding what sighting system I wanted to use on the rifle so I could aim and train with it effectively. And I knew that I understood that I was going to train a lot, and I do train a lot. And I wanted to make sure that my sighting system wasn't going to take a shit and not do what I needed it to do in the time that I needed it to do it. And so I went with a company called EOTech, and they're known for having military-grade, bomb-proof optics. And what that really boils down to is being able to have relatively good battery life, being able to go through different and various weather conditions and not freeze or fog up in a time of need. And the overall message that I want to convey with this video to someone buying their first rifle or someone buying their 10th rifle is buy a rifle with a purpose and train with that purpose in mind. For example, my rifle is meant to be a home defense and training tool that I can use to prepare myself for the future. And the future could mean whether I'm carrying a rifle for a living or whether I'm exercising my right as an American to own and have the right to bear arms. I wanted to make sure that I bought a reliable and rugged system, and that's the message that I want to convey in this video is train with purpose and be intentional with your decision making. Throughout this process, I bought a bunch of accessories and a bunch of stuff that I thought was going to be beneficial for me, and it turned out not to be beneficial. And this goes back to considering and understanding the fundamentals of shooting and understanding that your purpose is going to be different from everyone else's. And so before buying something, whether that be a rifle or a tool to defend yourself or a pair of sneakers, you have to understand your own intention and then pursue a product that meets your requirements for that intention. And that's the first episode of what I wanted to talk about. This is going to be a 5-part series for beginner shooters and for people looking to make their first rifle purchase or a tool to defend themselves. Doesn't need to be a rifle, it could be a handgun, could be fucking pepper spray, it doesn't matter. So with that, that's the end of the video, and I appreciate you guys watching. I'd be grateful if you checked out the shorts. I'm trying to produce a lot of good content, good quality content. Appreciate it if you guys subscribed, and hope you guys have a nice day. Catch you later.